Poland, a member of NATO, has made history by donating fighter jets to Ukraine. Warsaw has promised to deliver 4 MiG-29 fighter bombers to Kyiv in the next few days. Last year, just days after the start of the war in Ukraine, Poland announced that it was ready to hand over its Soviet-designed MiG-29 Fulcrum to the Ukrainian Air Force on the condition that other fighter jets could be found with equivalent operational capabilities, and for this transfer to be made through the United States. The United States refused after saying it supported the Polish initiative. The prospect of warplanes at the disposal of the United States government, flying from a U.S. NATO base in Germany into disputed Russian airspace over Ukraine, is a serious concern for NATO as a whole, argued John Kirby, the spokesman of the Pentagon. Handing over fighter jets to Ukrainian forces was still taboo at the time. It is no longer, as others have been since, such as the transfer of Western designated tanks to Kyiv. So much so that, having obtained most of the weapons it requested from its Western partners, Ukraine now demands, not without insistence, modern fighter bombers, preferably American F-16s. However, as things stand, such a request cannot be met, although some countries, such as the Netherlands, have assured that they do not rule out the possibility of satisfying Kiev's demands. Indeed, delivering Western fighter jets to Ukraine, even recently decommissioned ones, involves training pilots and technicians, which can take months or even years, ensuring they are maintained in operational condition, MCO, establishing a logistics chain, and adapting the infrastructure of Ukrainian bases. Obviously, this cannot be done in the short term. Hence the return of the MiG-29 inches hypothesis. It should be noted, in passing, that the UK is considering giving up its Eurofighter Typhoon, Tranche 1 inch, i.e., 30 aircraft, to NATO countries that would hand over their MiG-29s to Ukraine. This initiative, reminiscent of the German deal on T-72 Ringtausch tanks, was recently proposed by James Heappey, Secretary of State for British Forces, at a parliamentary hearing. In any case, after putting pressure on Germany, and in particular its Chancellor Olaf Scholz, to hand over 14 Leopard 2A4 tanks to the Ukrainian army, Poland is back with its MiG-29s. The difference from the 2022 situation is that the Polish Air Force has an alternative, as Warsaw has ordered 48 F-A-50 Golden Eagle light fighters from Korea Aerospace Industries. Thus, on March 16, receiving his Czech counterpart, Petr Pavel, Polish President Andrzej Duda announced the transfer of 4 MiG-29s to Ukraine. As a first step, we will transfer 4 fully operational aircraft to Ukraine in the coming days. Duda said other aircraft are currently being reviewed and will likely be transferred, at a later date, as well. So we can say we are about to send these MiGs to Ukraine, he insisted. According to Duda, the MiG-29 in question are part of a batch of 22 aircraft delivered by Germany, which had recovered them after reunification with the German Democratic Republic. However, he made a misinterpretation by saying that these plans were purchased in the 1990s, when in fact, they were purchased in 2003. And of the 22 MiG-29s delivered by Berlin, for the symbolic euro, only 14 could be considered fit for service. In reality, the Polish Air Force received the MiG-29s in 3 stages. The Soviet Union delivered the first batch of 12 aircraft only a few months before the fall of the Berlin Wall. Then, in 1995, he received 10 more from the Czech Republic. These plans will probably be delivered to Ukraine. In principle, Prague agrees to such a transfer, which may not be the case for Germany. That said, Poland, which says it wants to create a coalition dedicated to the MiG-29, like the one for the Leopard 2 main battle tanks, risks finding itself alone. Only 2 other NATO members have this type of aircraft: Slovakia, which withdrew its 11 aircraft from service in September 2022 pending their replacement by F-16 Viper aircraft, and Bulgaria, which must do the same. For the moment, however, only the former has said that it is willing to hand over its old plans to Ukraine, subject to a political agreement. Thanks for watching.